Hey everyone. So it's pretty late at night, but I just finished having my Cindy's Insiders Club webinar that we have twice a month. And it's a great webinar because we all get on and we can see each other and we can all participate and talk about current energies, current things that are going on, and how to maneuver through them, and all the while how to get what we want. So we work on all of these things, and it's really a great gathering. But I wanted to share just a little tiny piece of what we were talking about tonight. For anybody who has been trying to manifest something this year, like we were talking about, I asked them to bring their New Year's intentions that they set at the beginning of the year if they hadn't yet manifested them. And it's to give it the last push, that last effort of the last 4 months of this year to land these things so you get it, okay? Or so they get it. So I had them bring that, but I had this whole list of questions to go through with them to, it's a really great way to find out what's going on. Like, we all know what's going on in our life, but find out what's going on in our life and how it's affecting things and where we are in our life, and then what's going on with that manifestation or that resolution. Why haven't we gotten it yet? What hasn't worked? What could we be doing that we didn't do? All of these different questions that help with getting you really clear about where you are and what you need to do to land it. But what I wanted, obviously I'm not going to share that whole thing with you because that was a 2-hour webinar. We didn't talk about that for 2 hours, but everything that we spoke about is relevant to it. And we talked a lot about the energies and what's going on in our country, in our universe right now, and what to do with it. So that does have a lot to do with it. But getting really clear with all these questions was really helpful. And I just want to share just a few points that could help you perhaps land your resolution, manifestation, whatever you've been working on that maybe you just haven't been able to reach it yet. Let's do it in the last 4 months of this year. So I'm going to pick some really easy things to help you do that. And I just find this information so helpful and important. So if you couldn't be there for the whole class, at least you could do these little points. So thinking about that one thing that you just haven't been able to get in your life. What is that one thing that you're forever working on that you just can't seem to get in your life and settle in on it? Okay, what is one thing that you could focus on in the realm of manifesting, creating, embracing, realizing this one thing that you want? You know, usually when we're working on something, it's like, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that. There's all these pieces that go into creating something. But what is one thing? Pick one thing that you can do, that you can totally just focus on, and do that one thing really, really well. Like something that you're going to decide you're going to do, focus on it every day, and do that one thing really well. What is one thing that you can do within that whole realm of that manifestation that you can do? And then number 2, what one habit can you do that you can start incorporating today, tomorrow, and making sure that you do that habit every single day, committing to doing that one habit every day that will support that one thing that you're going to focus on and do really well. So what is one habit that you can incorporate? whether it's, so the one focus could be, I mean, it could be anything depending on what you want. That you think positively about it, that you do an affirmation about it every day, or I would recommend that it's something that you could take an action on, whether it's writing, you could write about it, or you could, one little action that you can take every day and be consistent with it and do it really well. I really recommend an action rather than just saying affirmations, because some people just get bored with it and then they're just not really putting their all into it. And let me just set it straight. If you don't put your all into it and really have a focus on it, you're probably not going to get it. I don't want to say you're not going to get it, but if you really, really want this thing, you got to put your all into it and really focus. So find an action that you can do every day that you can focus on and do really well. Maybe it is keep your attitude, I can do it attitude. Keeping that attitude that you just know that it's happening, and so you're going to keep working at it, okay? What one habit can you do? Maybe it's get up earlier so you can work on it more. If it's like getting in shape, so you're going to focus on making sure that you have a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or you're going to make sure that you get up and you go exercise every day. What one habit can you do to support having that getting in shape? And then the last one is, well, not the last one, but another one is one technique that you can do every day to support it. So what one technique? So maybe it's, okay, so you have one focus and it's an action that you can do really well. You create a habit, say you're going to get up early every day. What technique can you do every day? Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's writing affirmations. Maybe it's going to work out, getting exercise, getting different kind of exercise, getting out in nature. So one technique that you can do every day. And then the last thing that will really help is whenever you get into any kind of fear or worry, what one phrase can you say to knock yourself out of that fear, that worry, going down that rabbit hole, that you can just kind of wake yourself up and say, like, I'm not going there. So it can be 1, 2, 3, breathe, or it can be anything. It can be like a part of a song. Some of the people were saying, they'd sing a part of a song. It could be like anything. So just one very short phrase that every time you start feeling fearful or worried or doubtful, that you recognize that you're doing it and you say that one phrase to knock yourself out of it. It could be, I'm going to let this go. No, I'm not doing this. I'm going to let this go right now. Or it can be a song. It could be a catchy phrase. It could be something funny. Anything that you can remember that you do every time you fall into that fear, worry, or doubt. That you say it. And then I want you to follow it up with, I can handle anything. If I have to deal with something, I'll deal with it. I can handle anything. So these are just how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Focus on one thing and do it really well that has to do with receiving your manifestation. Create a habit and start doing it every day. That's going to support your focus. Get a technique. Do something that's going to reinforce that focus. Okay? So create a habit and do a technique. Sound like the same thing, but they're not. Create a habit could be like, I'm going to make a schedule and stick to it. I'm going to get up earlier. I'm only going to do email from 3 to 4. Something like that. A technique would be like a meditation, taking a walk, working out, reading something inspirational, learning something new. Not learning something new. Well, that could be. But a technique that would just enhance it. So I like to say meditating, walking in nature, something that you could do every day that is positive, feels good, and keeps you clear and on track. And then the phrase for anytime you get worried, doubtful, or fearful, quick, easy phrase that you're going to remember, and then just affirm, I can handle anything. If I have to deal with it, I'll deal with it. I always deal with whatever comes to me. I got to deal with. I deal with it anyway. This is no different. I can handle anything. I can deal with anything, because that's actually the truth. So instead of worrying about what you might have to deal with, just keep saying, I can deal with it. I'll deal with it if I have to deal with it. But right now, I'm just not even going to I'm not even going to worry about this. I'm letting this go. Take a nice deep breath. If you are consistent with these steps every day, I believe you can get what you want. You just have to be consistent every single day. Write down these, I think it's 5 steps. Put it on a card, a piece of paper, index card. Put it in front of you, on your desk, on your computer, wherever you sit, so you remind yourself to do it. Also, schedule in those things. Schedule in what you're going to focus on. Schedule in what is the habit you're doing every day. I'll do this habit every day at this time. What is the technique that you're going to do every day? What is a phrase you're going to do every day? Schedule all that stuff in so it becomes part of your everyday. Don't just go, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to give that a try. Write it down so you remember to do it every day. When you really want something in your life, the only way you really get it is by having an I can attitude, knowing everything's possible, even if you don't know how it can be possible, and being in the game with it, focusing on it, putting positive attention to it. And when I say focus, I'm not saying focus in a negative way or fearful way, a scared way. It's focus on, I can do this. I'm putting my energy to it. I'm going to keep positive on it. I'm going to have these habits, these techniques, these phrases. I'm going to affirm I can handle anything, and I'm just not going to let anything get in the way of this. These are very simple steps. It's not that hard to create things. The biggest key factor is being consistent. So I hope this has helped you. I'm ready to cough. I don't know why. Sorry. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. Hit that notification bell so you know when I come on live or upload a new video. And I will see you guys all later. Hope that was helpful. And as usual, peace out. Talk to you later. Bye, everyone.